For Etsy sellers, the holiday season can be both a blessing and a curse, especially if you have a lot of updates to make to your shop before the annual shopping rush begins. And as you're staring down the busy holiday season, you may be thinking, maybe I should just pay someone to update my Etsy listings for me. After all, you're tired, you're swamped, and the idea of hiring someone to sprinkle some magic Etsy dust on your shop sounds really tempting right now. But is it actually a good idea? Probably not. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you why. For those who may be new here, my name is Starla, founder of the Handmade Alpha Academy for Etsy sellers and manager at erank.com, Etsy's most popular SEO tool. And over the last few months, the question of whether or not to hire help for your Etsy shop has been a hot topic in my inbox. To be clear, it's not wrong to ask for help, especially when your mental health is suffering. But it's also important to remember that 99% of the time, you know your shop better than anyone else ever will. And understanding why you're hiring someone and what it is that you'd actually like to accomplish may even help you to make a plan to handle some of this work yourself. The biggest issue is often just not knowing where to start. So let's discuss a few of the most common reasons sellers hire out help and what your options are. Typically, when sellers tell me that they want to pay someone to fix their listings, they usually mean that they want to improve their SEO, update their listing photos or descriptions, or give their shop a general polish before the holiday rush. And while all of these things are extremely important when it comes to the longevity of your shop, none of these things guarantee sales, nor do they guarantee search placement or visibility. When it comes to Etsy's algorithm, your listings are ranked based on a number of factors, and many of these factors, they have nothing to do with keywords. On the shopper side, Etsy search is heavily personalized. Essentially, this means that every shopper has a different experience when browsing on Etsy. For example, if I searched for cat mug on Etsy and you searched for cat mugs on Etsy, we might see entirely different results. And Etsy learns what to recommend in search based on that specific shopper's habits, such as what they click on, what they add to their cart, what they buy, and even what they review. All of these factors can directly impact how your listing shows up in search for individual shoppers. And this means that even if someone else updates your listings with their magic SEO formula, that formula won't necessarily land you at the top of search for everyone or anyone. Which is exactly why listings like these on Fiverr drive me bonkers. There is no way that page 1 placement can be guaranteed. Big red flag. So let's say that you do hire someone. They swoop in, make changes, and now you wait. But here's the problem. They don't know your product like you do. They don't know why your candle smells like your grandma's kitchen, or why your necklace is inspired by Norse mythology, or why that mug design with a very specific inside joke went viral with your followers last year. They can't channel your passion, your story, or your brand voice unless you spoon feed it to them, which sometimes takes more time than it saves. And even then, it's never quite the same. The truth is, those are the details that make customers fall in love with you. So even if someone nails your keywords, they may strip out everything that made your listings work in the first place. Now, assuming that you're nodding your head in agreement, let's talk strategy. Here are a few ways that you can gain better perspective on your shop without spending a dime. Because if you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or like you have no clue where to begin, you may not need to hire someone. You just need a fresh set of eyes and a game plan. The easiest way to generate initial ideas is by asking friends or family members to read your listings and describe the product back to you. What stood out? What was unclear? This is especially helpful if the family member hasn't actually seen or held the physical product in their hands. Now, getting help from family is great, but sometimes it's not realistic. No one's mom is willing to tell them that they have an ugly baby, so sometimes it's best to get perspectives from fellow sellers. And not to toot our own horn, but join the Handmade Alpha Facebook group up here. It's free, we have thousands of sellers, and we're one of the kindest and friendliest Etsy communities out there. Then ask for constructive feedback on a specific listing. My community is amazing at helping with clarity, photos, and even SEO ideas. Just be sure to ask for help with specific things when posting. If you make a vague post requesting feedback, you'll probably get less reaction than if you specifically ask for an audit of your branding or an audit of your product photos. So just be sure to be specific. Lastly, ask your actual customers. Most of us have a few customers who are super chatty and friendly. If you have an awesome customer who seems willing to help, ask them something casual like, "What made you choose my item?" Or, "Was anything confusing during checkout?" Obviously, only do this with customers who you've established a casual line of communication with, which may not apply to every seller right away, but it can be some of the very best feedback that you'll ever receive. The goal of all of these points of feedback is to gather perspective so you can make stronger, more confident decisions. Remember that you are still the best person for the job. You made the product, you packaged it, you photographed it, you know what it smells like, how it feels in your hand, and what problem it solves. That kind of product intimacy, no copywriter or Etsy expert can replicate it. And trust me, if someone walked into my shop and started tweaking my listing titles or changing my descriptions without understanding my product's soul, I'd lose my mind. Your brand is yours, and no one can speak it better than you. Look, I get it, time is tight, especially during the holidays, but being busy and frustrated is still better than being busy, frustrated, and out of the money that you spent on someone who didn't deliver. So instead of hiring someone in panic mode, let's use this time to sharpen your skills. While you're working on getting ready in the morning, watch a 10-minute tutorial each day. When listing items, use eRank to guide your keyword updates. And lastly, pick 2 to 3 listings each week to polish up if you feel like your shop needs work. Don't try to do it all at once. This is your shop's most important season, but it doesn't need to be your most stressful one. Let me know in the comments if you've ever hired someone to update your Etsy shop. What was your experience like? And do you feel like it was worth it, or was it a waste of money? And don't forget, if you need the extra Etsy help and motivation, I post short tutorials like these every single Tuesday, and Mark and I go live on Friday to answer your Etsy questions in real time. Until next time, Pookie.